What's up, guys? Quadron here, going to be bringing you a Pudge Dendi game. This is going to be epic, so let's go ahead and get started. I have not seen this game, so this is going to be a live analysis slash commentary as we go. I have watched a number of Dendi games, so I've got some ideas in terms of what to talk about, but let's take a look at this guy's set. Alright, so we got a Dragon Claw hook. These are really expensive on the marketplace. Boiler's Cleaver with a old Chopper's Chains, Bloodstained Breeches, a Rotten Stash, a legendary Rotten Stash. This actually looks pretty. It's very like as if he was like this nerd or something, but like I don't know. Whatever. It's an awesome looking set, and I do love Dendi. I'm a big fan of Dendi, so I'm really sorry if there's too much fan love, but I'll try to keep it toned down. A great last stage using this Rot. So first level into Rot, a lot of people will go for Hook instead. I think a lot of the newer people, and you generally want to get Rot, and that's to help you last hit. Also, if you catch your opponent out of position, sometimes you can pick up First Blood level 1, just using Rot to follow. I'm going to go ahead and switch to last hits and denies. So Dendi already ahead by 1. So he's going to be laning against a Puck. This is a pub game that was played earlier today, so some of you may have seen this game already if you were watching the stream, but obviously that's only like a few thousand of you, whoever was watching on the live stream whenever he actually played the game. So I think this is a game worth casting, or at least it looked like it, and like I said, I haven't seen it. I just know that it looked like he played well based on the resulting stats. I don't even know if his team won, so this will be interesting to see exactly what he does. And right now he's just trying to get last hits, harass, and interesting that he's harassing. I think he could have died there. That was really risky. Oh my goodness. Had his salve get canceled. That was actually a pretty big misplay, honestly, from Dendi there. Being aggressive when he really couldn't be. He landed the hook, but even that wasn't enough damage really to kill Puck. I think Puck just, instead of playing really defensively, just used his spells and then right-clicked Pudge. I think Dendi would have died there. Maybe it would have been really close. They would have been really close. Obviously, Dendi has a lot more HP, almost twice as much HP even here at level 3. So it looks like Marana camping the rune for Dendi here, making sure he gets that rune. Now I think he was playing in I believe this was party ranked, so he's playing with a couple of buddies. I think one of them's on Sigma, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure which player it was, but it was one of the Sigma guys, I believe. And so he's got himself an illusion rune. Now this is something you can use to be really aggressive, potentially. He's just shooting it defensively there, but sometimes if you get a hook, for example, you can hook the man, pop the illusion rune, and do extra damage with the extra damage from the illusions. You can also go aggressive, like walk up to them, and they underestimate your damage, and you can use the illusions that way. But obviously the illusions aren't that great against Puck, because Puck has so much AoE. You can just instantly kill them with 1 or 2 abilities. And one thing I want to point out here is his use of the bottle and his hooks to farm. It looks like he was trying to farm basically anytime his bottle, he needed to basically heal up and use the bottle charges up, but he had full mana anyway, so he just used the hook there. He's just trying to maximize the amount of mana he had and that kind of thing. So I don't know what this Puck is doing. He's aggroing a lot of creeps onto him. He's got bottle charges anyway, I guess. So I guess that was his idea. Now, one thing that's kind of tricky about playing Pudge versus a Puck is that the Puck can pretty much always escape, even if you hook him, unless you get it like just right. Like you have to really outplay that Puck in order to get a kill. And so you just kind of gotta watch out for. First of all, the Puck I feel like the Puck honestly has an advantage in a Pudge versus Puck lane, and the reason being, Puck, when he gets level 6, he can oftentimes kill the Pudge if he has any backup or support, or the Pudge is overextended at all. So yeah, but basically when, like for example, you can phase shift through hooks. I was watching S4 play. If you haven't seen that analysis, I analyzed S4 playing Puck versus a Pudge, and he just destroys the Pudge by baiting out hooks and dodging them with phase shift. And I mean, even if he did get caught, he would just throw out the orb, phase shift out, and then jump to the orb. And so even if you get hooked, you can oftentimes just orb away, and basically the Pudge wastes his mana and doesn't actually get kills, and that'll happen a lot for most Pudges. And so it's just that's all I'm gonna say. One thing I really want to point out here that he is doing, he's bought himself a smoke, and he is using. See, he's using that mana again. He's got a full bottle, and he has been bottle crowing. Now, to bottle crow, basically what you need to do is around that 4-minute mark. If you don't have anybody watching the runes, you don't have rune control. Oftentimes, you just assume that you're not going to get the rune, so you just send the courier to yourself in mid lane preemptively in case you don't get the rune, which will probably be the case. That's what you're assuming. He's not going to be able to get that. No. So I need to close the door here real quick, guys. 1 second. Sorry, I have a couple dogs in the house, and they sometimes just like barking at random stuff. So, Pudge was trying to hook the Puck there. Puck came into vision. He had an invis rune, but he came into vision of the tower for just a second. If you pass by that area, you will always come into vision, like right here, like right at the edge there. Bam, right here. So if you walk through there, you will always come into vision. So let me talk about Pudge's abilities really quick, some things that you may or may not know. Flesh Heap so we'll start at the beginning. The hook is pure damage, so it'll do a lot of damage. 360 pure damage is more than... It equals out to like a 400 and something nuke, a magical nuke, because of magic resistance. So it does a lot of damage. Now the Rot will apply a 20% slow, and it harms you and your enemy. Now Pudge generally has more HP. He's going to line up a hook here, and so what he was doing there, he was throwing out the hooks in case to see if Puck had a ward, and if Puck had a ward, he would have phase shift out when Dendi was doing the pumps with the hook. And so he was kind of seeing, hey, does he have a ward? I'm going to bait him into doing a phase shift, right? And then he's going to follow through with the hook right after he phase shifts to try to get him to actually get hooked. Now, Puck made a big mistake there. As soon as the Dismember came off of cooldown, or stopped channeling, he needed to throw out an orb and phase shift immediately. And then he would have been able to potentially live through that by just barely, like about 10 or 15 HP is how much HP he had coming out of that. But he didn't react fast enough. Now Rot, like I was saying, Rot does damage to you and the enemy. It does a lot of damage, 110 damage per second at max level. And as you level Flesh Heap, basically Flesh Heap will reduce or increases your magic resistance per stack to where eventually Rot does very, very little damage to you and lots of damage to the enemy. The other thing about Flesh Heap is that it stacks retroactively, so any kills that you get, it'll keep stacking. Oh, good hook! Nice. Okay, so that was kind of a tricky hook because the CK was going up and down, and he barely got the hook off there. But he managed to pick up another kill. He does have enough mana for one hook here in about 15 seconds, so it looks like he's going to stick around. Talk about his... let me finish talking about Flesh Heap. Flesh Heap, as you get kills, whenever an enemy dies, whenever an enemy hero dies around you, it'll add a Flesh Heap stack. And then this Flesh Heap stack is going to give you a strength bonus, so that's going to increase your HP. So every kill at level 1 will give you 19 HP, I believe. Yeah, 19 HP for every point of strength. And then it'll give you 6 magic resistance. So as you get 10 kills, for example, and you have this maxed, that would give you 120% magic resistance with a strength bonus of 2.5. And 2.5 times 10, so an extra 25 strength. So that's half of a heart almost. in terms of the strength gain anyway, just pure strength gain. So let's talk about that for a second. Nice, yeah. Working out quite nicely for him. He hooked the creep. He's earning up, and well played by Puck there. But he missed his hook that would have probably killed the Puck, or yeah, that would have probably killed the Puck. Really, really close to it. But typically your build on Pudge is going to be maxing this meat hook, and then getting your rot maxed next. Sometimes I'll see one level in Flesh Heap just early, because if you have your 3 or 4 stacks of whatever, I think it's worth getting one level in there before maxing rot. But you don't, like I said, you don't have to put any levels into this. All of your retroactive stacks of Flesh Heap will be applied, even if you don't have a level in it. So that's something to keep in mind. So he's going to try to pick up this Morphling. He's being very sneaky. That's one of the things about Pudge, and especially Dendi. Dendi is so good at being sneaky. Now, he's doing those fake hooks again to bait and see if he has got a ward, and he definitely does not have a ward. Whoa, CK and Wisp coming in. Looks like Dendi's going to die again here. Maybe not. We'll see. So he's waiting to use his bottle charges until he's in the tree fog. Oh, so close to living there. It was so close. But so he just needed Mirana probably to pop her ulti faster. I don't know why Mirana waited so long to pop it, but she did, and resulted in his death. Also, I think he could have earned some earn charges. I don't think he used his earn charges as much as he could have. He has 3 earn charges right now. Basically, earn charges is another kind of snowballing item on Pudge. It's a very good item to get. Mirana getting picked off there. I'm going to go and turn this back on again. And because he keeps switching who's watching, and so he's got earn. He's always buying smoke. That's one thing I'll notice about his Pudge. He is always buying smoke, and smoke is just so good, and it's an underrated item on Pudge in general, for a number of reasons. First of all, you can use multiple hooks as long as you stay away from the enemy heroes. You can use multiple hooks while you're under cover of smoke. So he's going to back up here. He's probably going to smoke. I think is he going to back up and smoke? We'll see. But basically, when you're across the river like that, you can use the smoke, throw out hooks, and you will not be revealed, even though you have smoked. Or like so, even though because you can use abilities when you're smoked. So basically, you throw out the hook, and as long as you stay far enough away from the enemy, they will not. Your smoke will not be revealed. So unless you land the hook, your smoke won't be revealed, basically. So you can throw out multiple hooks sometimes, and just barely sneaks it in. That was really well done. So it looks like Weaver's going in on this Wisp, and that's a pretty smart play by Wisp, TPing out there with the creeps because he forces him to back up. And nice play from Puck here, coming in, silencing him up. Now, did Puck have a blink? Yeah, Puck's got a blink now, so this Puck is definitely not bad. He's quite good, and it would be expected because this is basically 6K MMR right here. So all of the players at this level should be pro quality level players or close to it. And right there, you can see he used his smoke. He was being very sneaky. I think within that range, he might have been out of in the fog anyway. But for sure, even if they had a ward, they would not have seen him because he used that smoke. The smoke gives you movement speed increase as well. But basically, there's a good example of using that smoke to pick up a kill. So ideally, that's what you want to do. You want to have that smoke and always land a kill from it. And wow, really well played again from Puck, picking up the Weaver. Most Pucks there would definitely whiffs the hook there, but most Pucks there I think would not have picked up that kill. This Puck is playing quite well. And the nice thing too there, Morphling was totally baiting the Weaver. Weaver thought that he was in a one-on-one with Morphling, and Puck just instantly blinked in and ruined Weaver's day. So I mean, it's not that hard of a play on Puck's part, but it was still well played. And just a blind hook going in there. Had no vision, I don't think. Or maybe he did with some creeps, maybe? I don't know. Nice. Nice hook. Here comes the hook, and there goes the Weaver. Or there goes the Wisp. And now, one thing I want to kind of point out with Pudge is that you can activate Rot. You can activate Rot while you're doing Dismember. It does not... Oh my goodness, he bought the blink! He bought the blink right there and then blinked immediately away. He did not have the blink there at that time. And look at this Pudge getting his HP back. The puck died to Weaver, actually. And the blink... The blink Dismember now coming out from Dendi. That was really nice blink Dismember to finish off the Morphling. And it looks like Weaver barely got his time lapse off. And this is just being too aggressive by Dendi. I'm not sure what he was planning. I think he blinked in right as the Weaver time lapsed, and so he was kind of hoping to help out the Weaver. I think that was the idea anyway. And even so, he was too low of HP. He should not have gone in there. So we gotta. I'd say that it's the second mistake that Dendi's made this game. But two really great plays. The wherewithal to know that he had money to buy the blink. Buys the blink in the side shop here when he's behind fog. Since he hadn't been attacked for 3 seconds, then he's able to immediately blink away. And he only had like 100 HP at that point in time. So, really well played. That was probably my favorite play of this game so far, coming out from him. And so, Mirage just throwing out arrows and not even planning on following up there. But it's pretty interesting sometimes. Okay, so I was gonna say it's interesting how people use arrows sometimes, is what I was trying to say. But now here's a good example of using smoke again. Now he can potentially use multiple copies of the smoke. Now I think he might think that that's real. I think he knows now that since it's standing there that it's not real. And he wants to land a hook. No, he's just gonna blink and Dismember, which is I think the right call. And the Rot. Oh, never mind. The Batrider picked him up, and they had flying vision. So even if he had been up there, which he was up there, it wouldn't matter because they had flying vision from the Batrider, so they could see the high ground. The Wisp coming in and suiciding. So now that you have blink on, once you have blink on Pudge, it like kind of opens up a whole new ball game of potential angles on hooks. You can totally surprise people when they're not expecting you to be in a certain area, or you can, for example, blink in, and there's a nice hook. Now nothing was very special about that necessarily, but somebody just get the kill, and it looks like CK pops his ulti and. Oh man, those CK illusions, whew, they do damage. They do a lot of damage. Obviously CK illusions doing max right click damage. Looks like Rubik managed to steal the ultimate, and Rubik's just so squishy at this point. The Morphling is pretty close to finishing up his Lincolns. Now, one thing I will say that Dendi was doing, I was watching the stream for a bit earlier today, and he does a really good job of checking other players' items really quickly. He just does a quick click, and then backs up. Like looks like this Batrider has almost got his 4th staff. He already has blink. All right, we're gonna go back to Dendi here. He's about to respawn. Looks like Batrider's being initiated on, and he's dead. Now, I think Batrider had a Invis rune, but maybe he just underestimated, didn't think Puck was there or something, and died. I'm not sure what happened, but... So, you can see now that he has leveled up Flesh Heap. There's 3 levels, and look at his HP. It's already 2k, and the only HP item that he has is the Urn and Treads and 3 from the Magic Stick. That's not much HP items, but yet he's already at 2.1k HP. So that just goes to show you the power of Flesh Heap if you've got a number of stacks. So he's already got 12 stacks of Flesh Heap, and this is only 19 minutes in. That is a lot of stacks of Flesh Heap. So let's see how many more he can get. Let me go and pull up the kills deaths and take a look. So Dendi's leading the kill death at 8-4. Now Dendi is different than a lot of mids in that Pudge is different than a lot of mids in that you almost always want to constantly roam with him after a certain point in the game. Once you hit about level 7, probably 7, 7, 8, maybe, somewhere in there, you always want to roam and just try to get kills, get your stacks of flesh heap, and help the other lanes out. So you can probably oftentimes have people rotate in into the mid lane for farm. Like right now, Mirana's going into the mid lane to farm. And so if you're playing on a team, a Pudge, if you have a Pudge on your team and he's not roaming, which a lot of noob Pudges will basically just sit mid and farm and try to kill the other mid. Basically, you should tell him like, hey, I'll take this lane, go gank bottom, or try to communicate with him and try to motivate him to go gank, because a Pudge that's not ganking is not adding flesh heaps, and he's not utilizing one of his best abilities in the game. So anyway, this Rubik doing some nice tree juking and did not work out for him though. So he might just blink dismember this puck. I don't know. Might just blink dismember. He knows that he had a quick glimpse of him there. He had a quick glimpse of puck through the fog. I think it was from the arrow, maybe. I don't know. Something was giving him vision on the other side. Maybe it was a creep. But then whatever it was died, and still managed to land the hook through the fog, which was a really nice hook. Alright, so it looks like Dendi's in a bit of trouble being focused down by both Skywrath and Puck, and almost got reality rifted by the CK, and almost again going out of range, it looks like. So try to land the hook on Puck. Oh, it was so close, just needed a little bit more distance on that. And this Skywrath Mage is dead. He just tried to blink Dismember, but was unable to land the Dismember. But the follow-up stun, I believe. I'm not sure. Oh, it was the lift from Rubik, I think. And then he was able to follow up with the Dismember as he landed. So Puck, like I said, Puck can oftentimes be really hard to pick off as a Pudge, because again, when you get hooked, he can silence you, or he can phase shift and orb away. And so there's a number of ways that a Puck can counter the Pudge when he gets hooked. Now, obviously, it does kind of depend on who gets their ability off first. So if Pudge manages to get the Dismember off on the Puck before he can phase shift, or before he can send the orb out, or before he can silence, then obviously the Pudge is probably going to kill the Puck. But vice versa, if the Pudge gets the Dismember off, Puck is usually dead. So that's kind of like the catch-22 that they do kind of counter each other, but definitely Puck is one of the best heroes in terms of countering a Pudge mid. And Dendi handled the Puck, even managed to get a couple of solo kills on him. So quite nice. And there's using the blink again. He didn't even use the Dismember, and now he uses it. Oh, that was beautiful. Using that the blink super effectively there. And oh, so I don't know if this puck is dead. Yep. So I think the Puck just didn't have orb off of cooldown there, but he probably could have lived if he had orb off of cooldown. And Dendi doing work. He's right now like the big thing that I'm kind of getting from his blink usage is that he's blinking very aggressively into the enemies, and not even necessarily to dismember them, but to get point blank hooks and to use the rot damage right in their face. So basically, rot does very little damage to Pudge right now. So he can literally just like kind of be this blink radiance, but it's like rot instead, and it does like twice as much damage, more than twice as much damage as a radiance per second. So it's quite effective. That he picked off the Wisp, still had the hook for the CK, then he blinked forward to help kill, I think, the Skywrath, and then hooked the Morphling. The Morphling, I'm not sure if the Morphling died or not, but it was I don't think the Morphling died. But then he managed to still get away. So really well played from him. And it looks like he's going for that BKB next. That's interesting. I think the main reason that he's going for BKB is because there's so many silences on the other team right now. The Puck silence prevented Dendi from getting a kill on Puck. And then the Skywrath Mage has that really long, I think it's a 7-second silence on his Ancient Seal. Yeah, it's a 6-second silence when it's maxed, which is a really long silence. So we are going to hop back over to Dendi's view, and he's not even using the Dismember. Doesn't need to. He's saving it. Dismember has the longest cooldown on any of Pudge's spells, so you always want to try to save it if possible. Wow, that Wisp barely making it out alive. Dendi using that BKB. Oh, and the other reason that BKB is really useful on a Puck, besides getting rid of those silences and preventing that magic nuke, it also makes the oh, good try on the hook. And Puck is just out of escape spells. Interesting enough, Puck just instantly buys back. Now this, what is this guy doing? I don't know what that was. Oh! So right here, this is a perfect example of where a BKB would be amazing, but he's already used it, and Morphling picks up the kill. Oh my goodness, Batrider blinking in on the Wisp. And I don't know if this... Okay, yeah, this guy's dead. Really nice ulti from the Morphling there, picking up the Replicate, and then using that to catch up to the Batrider and preventing him from TPing out. Pretty sure that's what the Batrider was trying to do. He's trying to basically make some distance, and then blink probably into the trees just above, to the left of the spawn, up into here, and then TP out. And that's probably what the Batrider was trying to do, but was not able to do it. So what next? Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised he picked up the BKB in terms of I don't like all the other games that I've watched of Dendi. He usually goes for fun items, kind of weird items. Like I've seen him pick up a Sange and Yasha, which will give him that a move speed, attack speed, and a slow. So when you're rotting people, basically you can follow them a lot easier when you're whacking on them, and also gives him the some right click, some additional right click and HP. So Sange and Yasha, a really great item to pick up if you want to kind of go for a little more right click oriented Pudge build. And if you have lots of flesh heap stacks, sometimes your right click can be pretty insane as a Pudge, but part of the issue is that your mobility on Pudge is just pretty terrible. You're going to get kited a lot. And your attack speed on Pudge is going to be pretty terrible unless you get something to give you lots of attack speed. So generally right-click Pudge is just for funsies, and that's how oftentimes I'll see him play it. So Pudge normally has a extremely low armor, so things like Desolator really counters the Pudge. It looks like he's just trying to go in and pick up a kill. He's going to pick up this Wisp for sure. The Wisp is gonzo. At least I think it is. Yep, he's gone. And just using that BKB really effectively. They do have a Sentry Ward there. And looks like he's probably going to try to snag this Morphling, I think. Either this Morphling or who's the other hero that's really low right now? Okay, CK. I would say hook the CK if you can. Oh, very nice blink. A little bit unexpected, but it's natural that he would have done that. But still, really nice blink hook there. And he's going to try to get the Dismember off. He does have Dismember. Oh, he's trying to hook that Puck. Or if Puck had orbed into that, he was dead. And Dendi with the dominating triple kill there. That was exquisite Pudge play. And I'm not just being a fanboy when I say that. That was actually really, really nicely done. Preventing the Puck's escape, using the hook right on the orb, and if Puck had orbed into that, definitely would have died to the Pudge hook there. And honestly, I would have loved to have seen that, but Puck kind of outplaying the outplayed by not orbing to it, but he was still dead. He just didn't have much HP. I think the only way that Puck might have lived there is if he had orbed really early on, before the orb was kind of fully extended, and then that would have made Pudge miss his hook, because Pudge was kind of aiming for more towards the end. He's going for this hook on the Wisp, misses it. Again, notice his positioning. He's not going up into vision near the tower. He's staying to the right and bottom there of the tower to make sure that they don't see him there. That's one of the big things in terms of trying to get hooks. You'll always notice Dendi is to the side in the fog, a place where they're not expecting him, using that blink to his advantage. And looks like Dendi is going to be going for an AC, which is pretty awesome. Now, Dendi does not have any mana regen anymore, other than the urn, so only regenning at 2.6. So I bet you if we get an extended team fight, he's probably going to run out of mana. Because right now he's only got enough mana for 2 hooks, 3 hooks, and a dismember, or maybe 2 of each. So yeah, that bottle really useful for keeping that mana up on a Pudge. It doesn't have that many mana requirements, but you'll run out in extended fights, or before you go back to the fountain. Sorry. Anyway, all right. So, just in terms of where these teams are at right now, this Morphling and CK are starting to get pretty big. Let's go ahead and see what they each have. They're just going to be doing Roche here. I don't think anything else is going to happen, so it's a good time to talk about this. CK. Going for, I believe, the BKB next with the armlet and treads. This is not that much farm on the CK, but CK, when CK pops that illusion, if you don't have any good clearing spells, AOE stuff, CK can even wreck with this little amount of farm. And CK picks up that BKB while we're talking about this, so the BKB is a really big pickup. And Pudge is getting more kills. Picked up the Skywrath Mage and blinks ahead, and very nicely done. Weaver picking up the puck, hooking out the Bat Rider, and unfortunately this Weaver might make it out actually. Wow, look at that. The Weaver got down to about 5% HP there, almost dying. And Morphling using the Replicate to get away, and this is pretty risky. He should have ultied there. Big mistake. He wasn't expecting. Oh, good hook still. But right there, I believe the Bat Rider force-staffed him forward. And unfortunately, Dendi was not ready for it. And instead of picking up the Dismember, he did get in range for the Dismember for just a second, but he wasn't expecting it, so he did not get the Dismember off in time. It was off cooldown. So Dendi picking up the AC. Now this is just going to increase his right-click attack speed and buff his armor tremendously. Like I said, Pudges tend to have very low armor. So like a Weaver with a Desolator, for example, if it's attacking the Pudge, Pudge right now with Deso would go down to -2 armor if he didn't have this plate mail. So getting that extra armor, some kind of armor item, a blade mail is an amazing pickup on a Pudge as well. Allows you to kind of just be that tank and take the damage and just be really aggressive and just use that blade mail to really prevent them from attacking you, because they know that they can't attack you without doing tremendous damage to themselves. And Pudge has so much HP. Look at this. He's got 27 stacks of Flesh Heap this game. That gives him 68 strength. I'm gonna pull up my calculator really quick and see how much HP that is extra. But let's see here. Calculator, 68 times 19. That gives him 1.3k extra HP over his normal strength gain, which is pretty awesome. And misses the hook. Now they're just going to be doing some fountain farming while the game is basically over. And like I would say that this Dendi played really well this game. I'm not just saying that. I think he authentically played quite well. It looks like Wisp is doing the classic high ground over here, little shenanigans, kind of screwing over his teammates, but at the same time kind of saving them as well from the fountain farm. And Marana and the Kirks are just finishing it off. So really well played game from Dendi. I'm excited to upload this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give me any feedback on my casting. I want to get better, and I authentically want to do this for a living ultimately, and so that's kind of the goal, is doing these kinds of videos for a living. And I really appreciate any feedback, and I want to get better. And like I said, I am getting better. I'm going to keep making more content. I am going to bring you some more PlanetSide 2 Hearthstone videos, as well as more Dota 2 guides. So stay tuned and be subscribed and be checking the channel every day. I'm going to try to upload multiple videos every day for the extended future. So 18, 5, 15, 561 gold per minute, and that was a really good Pudge game. So I hope you guys learned something. I did. Just really great. And I more importantly, I just enjoyed the game. That was a really enjoyable Pudge game to watch. It was a work of art what he did there. And yeah, so some cleaver action. All right, Quadron signing out.